people. This is where you want to be. Welcome to Spiritual Needs TV. So, in today's episode of A Chat with Cortez and Jay, we have a special guest for you. Her name is Karen. She's all the way from Australia. She is an author of a book, Rainbow Therapy. She is a healer, a natural healer. She does Reiki. And last but not least, she is a breast cancer survivor. Her wisdom is no other. She has so much knowledge to share with us, guys. So, as I say always, thank you for the love and support. We love you all. I hope you like this interview. Namaste.
All right, Karen, over to you. Talk about yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Well, the spiritual journey started back when I was living in Darwin in 2003. I met a lady who was also travelling. We were set up camp permanently in Howard Springs in Darwin, and they had pulled in and they just stayed for a while, and she was guided to show me how to do automatic writing.
Automatic writing, what did that feel like?
Well, first of all, it starts off and you think, is it me that's actually writing that, or is it they actually writing that? You know, is it coming from me? Is it my mind, or is it their mind? But then you start...
and is the handwriting the same as yours, or is it different handwriting?
It's different. It's all linked.
Okay.
It's all linked. Yeah.
I will say, Cortez, she did some for me about 4 months ago, Karen, I think it was, and I'm still fascinated by it. I think it's very, as I said, it's very intuitive. But as you said, you sort of guess yourself. It's like being connected to the messages above when you become more aware, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you say that your last couple of videos, like I've really, really enjoyed the Cut Me Off one? I think, Karen, I'm sure if you've seen it, but what a powerful video that was, man. According to you, we all do it. It's like taking the first step, but I mean, it's the same sort of thing. Do you feel the same way as what Karen does? Do you think that just comes to you, go, right, I've got to do a video on this? Like Karen said, I have to write, this is what I'm writing. What do you feel about that?
The thing is, Jay, nothing's scripted with me. I don't plan, I don't write anything down, I wake up on the day, I go for a jog, and whilst I'm jogging, ideas will then come to me, or something will come to me, and then as soon as I'm in front of the camera, that's it. It's just like, it's on, and then I'm able to download whatever I'm trying to get out on that day.
Karen, do you want to talk about your battle with breast cancer? Because I've seen you through it, so Cortez hasn't heard the thing, and she does a lot of work with the breast cancer foundation down here in Melbourne. So, if you want to tell us a little bit about your great journey and your great success in getting through, such a harsh thing to go through. So, the floor is yours.
It wasn't fun, but back in 2010, I was seeing a man who was a Queenslander, and he came down to visit me on my 50th birthday, and he said to me, I want you to be around for a few years to come. I want you to go get these tests done. He said, I want you to go get a mammogram done and all that sort of stuff. And I've gone. And being 50 here in Australia, that is the time when you can get free mammograms and that for breast cancer. I went to have my mammogram, and then, I got a phone call from a breast cancer counsellor, and she said, look, we've found something that's not there on one side but is there on the other side, and we're concerned, and we need you to come in. So, okay, so I came in, still not thinking much, just going along for the ride, and that, knowing I was going to be fine is that's all I felt was, this is okay, I'm going to be fine. And they changed the big screen things, the mammogram machine, into big plates, and they rescanned. They did biopsies. They said to me that, when I told them about who had actually told me to go, and they said, well, you better ring him and tell him. So I come home and I said, you know how you wanted me to go have these tests done? He said, yep. I said, well, I've just had a biopsy done. And he said, let me guess, right-hand side, right-hand side. In Queensland, they had a breast cancer ad on telly, and it uses Rembrandt's painting of Bathsheba. And it shows a woman sitting on the edge of the bath, topless, I think, and she's facing sort of this way, and it's got like a black mass going, like real thick black veins. And I said, okay. He said, well, that's what I saw. So I had the surgery, then I had to have the chemotherapy. I had my girlfriend came, the same girl that came with me to the breast cancer counsellor came with me to my first dose of chemotherapy. And the breast cancer nurse, the McGrath Foundation breast cancer nurse, amazing work these women do. But anyway, she came down to see me on my first treatment. She said, look, you may not lose your eyebrows, but you'll lose your hair. And I've gone, oh, okay. And my girlfriend Julie goes, that's all right, Karen. She said, I can draw your eyebrows in for you. Feeling angry today? Feeling surprised?
I wanted to ask you, with regards to spirituality and what you've grown, where you've grown to, maybe you can explain.
From having breast cancer?
Where does,
I believe that I was, I believe I had to have it. How can I walk a mile in somebody's shoes if I haven't experienced their pain? But also I believe that I was meant to have it so that they would look for my daughter, my eldest daughter, who ended up with breast cancer as well. Hers was a little bit worse than mine. So if I hadn't have had it, they may not have looked for her. But my big thing was, how can I walk a mile in someone's shoes if I haven't experienced pain? I know what it's like to lose my hair. I know what it's like to lose my fingernails, my toenails, have the neuropathy in the fingertips where you can't pick things up, you can't get your drive. When they say, show us your driver's license, I go, here's my purse, you take it out.
Oh, bless your heart.
So unfair things happen. They happen to anyone and everyone, and it doesn't pick and choose. It's just how you deal with it when it's your turn.
That's it.
And stepping up. And okay, some days it's like pushing a bulldozer backwards up a hill. And it's okay to cry, and it's okay to shed tears. Tomorrow's a different day. We're all strong. You don't know how strong you are until you have to step up.
Step up, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's when we're talking about this is why we connected with the videos that Cortez has been doing, which have been absolutely magnificent, as I've been telling you. The short videos of saying, here we are, this is what you've got to do, the cut me off video straight away. It's taken the first step. People don't understand how to take that first step, or they don't want to. They've been internally, they're not connected. They're physically there, but not connected spiritually. And things we go through, what Karen went through, and what I've gone through, what you've gone through, it's given us that gateway to Asgard. If I might have said to Thor, here's my comic book thing coming back out again. So we go. He loves the way I go comic books, I'll tell you. But we got the rainbow bridge to Asgard. I mean, that's it's look, at the end of the day, people could step on it, and if we're meant to be that way, we've got to go that way. They're going to take you and say, you've got to go this way. You're going, how many times with Cortez has said, this is meant to be. You can explain a little bit how it works?
Okay, so it's called kinesiology, part of kinesiology, and it's like a biofeedback, I suppose. So it's just an energetic shift. So
like a short
when
circuit.
I've done forensic healing and things like that, if I'm doing something on someone, instead of using a pendulum, I use my chain. And so if I've got an energetic shift and it's okay, it'll hold firm for me. some people it'll break on a positive, you know, and hold on a negative. But that's why I say to people, you've got to ask yourself what is. Show me a yes. If it breaks, that's your yes. If it holds firm, and that'll be your no. So show me a yes. So
what
hold
you
it
do?
up.
Yeah. Show me a yes.
Okay. So show me a yes. So you're holding firm on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now show me a no.
Show me a no.
Well, pretty much what we're doing now is really we have a look. As I said, full-time purpose is this community. I mean, it's sort of like a mini spiritual church in a lot of ways. We're supporting each other, getting a lot of stuff out there. Everyone's got different skills. And we all have
different techniques on what we do and how we do it.
Exactly. But the thing is, we are one. We are these light workers, and I think the big thing that I've learned and listening to both of you is silence for me is huge, because I know that my big thing, and I think Cortez, you love this one when I say the veil's off. Mm-hmm. The veil is off. The veil is off. Right, we can see you 1, 2, 3, and all of us who are connected. We can see what's happening here. People can't be hidden anymore, and it's pretty. And sometimes it's very hard. I know for me, it's sometimes very hard to go through that. But I see with all of what we're doing and what we can continue to do is enlighten others and say, look, this is what we're doing and what we're trying to bring out in others, in other people, and sharing the light, I guess, in some ways. But
we see through people now. We don't.
Yeah,
it's not hidden.
Yeah.
And and I just look and just go, really? I don't trust what I'm being told anymore. And I say to people, congratulations. You know, we don't trust the government. We don't trust independent MPs. We don't trust our own GPs anymore.
Do you know what I mean?
We cannot trust anybody because they're spinning a narrative as well.
This is it.
And I feel like walking in there and go, how's your Hippocratic Oath going? Well, they're spinning a narrative that's being dictated to them.
Yes.
And they're being told to say it because otherwise they'll get deregistered.
This is it.
That's their threat. They're being threatened with deregistered.
Well, they either resign
or they're deregistered.
Teachers are the same. I mean, situation.
I tell you what, the real heroes are the doctors and nurses and all the medical professions that have come out. They've lost their jobs. They're being silenced, but they are still trying to get the truth out to the people because they know that is what they took that job to do.
I was visiting my mum in aged care today, and they were talking about the and
I love that.
I love that. I think that's what
anyway,
we're going to refer
they said, you need to take to be able to travel overseas, and I've gone, I ain't going overseas, and they go, why not? And I said, well, they're forcing pilots to have them, and they're going to go. They're going to have thrombosis or cardiac arrest in the air. You're going to see all these planes falling out of the sky with 300, 400 people on them.
People in it.
I said, because the pilots have had heart attacks or things because of this.
People will start seeing what's going on, but I just don't want it to have to be too late. That's my only concern.
Look, you know what? As I said, my belief is it's the way it's going, but I do have faith in where everything is. I think you've got to come to a conclusion of being happy within your own decisions. And I think a lot of people are just doing what they're doing, but they're also doing it out of ego and out of power. And they're taking advantage of people's goodwill. I've seen that. And this is where and when I get called all the time to say that I've changed. Yeah, I have. I don't say give me power away, but this is coming into what we're talking about now, and the way the veil has come off, and you look at people and go, when you can see the people who are awake, people who are aware, and then there's people who go, no, I'm a sheep.
The fact of the matter is, guys, and we know this, and the people at the top know this. If we all come together and unite and love each other, then it's game over. They cannot survive in the vibrational frequency of love. And
that's
that
it.
is that.
Exactly right.
It's simple as
They
that.
can't. Evil's the first thing that'll leave. But I've been putting beacons out. I've got them over our Premier's head. So I've got them over the Parliament. I've got them over every Parliament in Australia. I've got them over every Parliament in the world. The secrets and the truths are going to be revealed.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I just hope people are ready for it.
I can tell you.
I just hope people they have the ears to hear it, because as we know, there might be a cognitive dissonance reaction to what people are hearing, because it is so inverted from the truth.
You can go through Karen's book there, Cortez. She's written a book about based on rainbows and rainbow therapy, which is quite interesting.
Okay, wow. What's rainbow therapy?
Hold it up there, Karen. Hold it up.
Well, I've got a granddaughter who had sensory issues, so she'd have meltdowns in public places and screaming and things like that. So I started writing this book as Nanny Weaves a Rainbow Blanket, and then it started off. We did we can dance the rainbow chakra energy movement just by moving it, visualization.
Yeah.
It's got a meditation, learning EFT, so emotional freedom technique.
Okay.
So you know what that is?
I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Okay, emotional freedom technique is called tapping.
Okay.
So you can. I quite often load it up. With the book, I've only just done like, I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, I'm clever enough, I'm strong enough, I'm capable, I'm magic, I'm awesome, I can do anything.
If people wanted to read your book, Karen, where would they find it?
So they can, on Karen Kleehammer, I think it's writer.
We'll put it up. We'll definitely put that information up.
Leave it okay.
Let me just say.
She's got two websites.
It's KarenKleehammerWriter.com.
Think about the mole when think about a wounded animal that gets hit. What happens? They're going to fight back, or they're going to go into their shell. And there's a lot of stuff here with this character, this wrestling character that I talk about. The mask, which I've got one. Obviously, the mask obviously looks scary, but it's also an image of people going, okay, that's you now. You can see me. You couldn't see me. You can't see me now, but you can damn well see me now. You can see me with this mask on, can't you? It's scary. It's scary. Maybe.
They provoke the demon out of you.
Well, they provoke the demon, or they provoke the certain person that protects you. But also, even simply, they see the mask. They never saw my face.
Saw your face. That's it. Yeah.
So if we're looking at each other now, I know you're looking at my face, not this. So I've written a 3-piece page on it.
Yeah.
And this is why. I get, what's going on here? What's going on? But this is why I always. And this guy's actually a creative genius in the wrestling world, anyway. But I tracked to that. But it was more spiritual side to understand exactly that all your experiences in your life create to where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think having the partner that I have now, I refer to her as my twin flame, whether you lot believe in that.
No, we believe that, mate. There's belief in everything, mate. Trust me. I saw your video. It was awesome.
She enabled me to be able to express my dark side and my shadow side without judgment, and that essentially dissolved the pattern to what I was doing, sort of thing, to why it would come up. What would the one thing that you would want to hear when you sort of stumbled across this information? Or because maybe a lot of people are going to take some of this information as this is the first time they're going to be hearing it. A lot of people might not be able to actually hear what we're saying. So to them viewers, what would be your best advice?
Okay. Believe and trust what you hear to be, in your mind, what you hear to be true. That trust it because your intuition is gut. So I used to go to work and I used to feel so anxious and things like that. My gut was telling me it's not going to be okay in this place. Trust what you hear in your mind to be true. To not believe what the broader picture. Trust, belief in the universe. Be sure of that. They have your back. They have your back.